to DR Sports Round Table Talk. You know what we do on this? We talk real subjects, real football. Joining me today, we've got Matty from the Magpie channel, big Newcastle fan, of course. Tapping Tobi, of course, Tottenham fan, and Drifty from Coppish, big Liverpool fan. We are here today to discuss Newcastle. Yeah, we all know about the money that they've got. Richest club in the world now with their new owners. The question I ask for all of us today is, in years to come, in the not too distant future, will Newcastle rule English football? We've seen Manchester City emerge from nowhere with a load of money. How many titles have they've won over the last 10 years?
Four.
Chelsea.
Yep.
Big influx of money.
5, sorry.
Titles. They won the World Club Cup the other day. They won the Champions League twice. As a supporter of another London club, Chelsea never even used to figure until that money came in. Newcastle are going to have even more money at their disposal than both of those two clubs put together. I mean, let's start with you, Matty. You've got a big smile on your face. You've
Mate,
had
it
all the
feels
years
so
of
weird, man, hearing this, like Newcastle, the richest football club in the world. We were the skintest football club in the world, Mike, actually. Do you know what I mean? We went from here to there, man. There's been no day and night here. It's just mad.
Literally the lottery win,
isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is. But I don't want to try and get carried away, and there's going to be loads of hate in the comments, you know what I mean? But when you look at the Man City model, that's all you need to do. All you need to do is just follow the Man City model, and it's pretty much, it's not a certainty, but you can definitely get up there. And as a Newcastle fan, it's not about ruling it. Yes, that would be amazing. But the best thing about us now is we've got hope. Do you know what I mean? We can get European football back, hopefully. That's the main thing. I'm not going to sit here and get gassed and think, oh, yeah, we'll be Premier League champions in a couple of years' time and whatnot. If we can compete, once you hit that level and get that expectation. But if we can get up there challenging, I'll be happy with that. But it's not going to be as easy now, though. That's the thing. If we're mentioning Chelsea, there wasn't even financial fair play back then, was it? When Chelsea was doing it, they were just spending like a mad. City, you've got to get it right. They've spent so much money. You've got to get the people in the right positions. Obviously, they've been through a few. They've sorted out the Etihad campuses and all that. There's a lot of work to be done. But when the money's there, you can bring the players through the door. There's no reason why they can't when you look at it that way.
Tobi?
I mean, they got the biggest tool, which is cash injection. They've got enough money to throw at any problem. But as we've seen, with other teams in the league, money doesn't automatically equal success. I think it's about how you use the money. I think Matt makes a great point.
We're talking next level money.
Yeah, we are.
I know you're probably referencing, say, Everton, for instance,
not just Everton,
who've thrown a lot of money.
Not just Everton. Aston Villa have been
level.
Yeah, but Aston Villa have been probably top 5 spenders in the league since they've been promoted. But where has it got them? They finished 11th last year. They're probably going to finish around 9th to 11th this season, and they were in a relegation battle in their first season. The point I'm making is that Newcastle, they need to use the money wisely, and more importantly, they need to put the right people in the position to use the money wisely.
But they probably will do.
Yeah, no, if they do, then okay, yeah. I don't know about ruling England though, because I think Man City aren't just going to go away. I think Liverpool have brought themselves back to prominence, and I don't think they're just going to go away. Chelsea have been a side that have, no matter where they are in and around the table, they always win. They always win, whether it's a trophy domestically or whether it's the Champions League. There are major players that pose that sort of direct threat to Newcastle sort of ruling England. So me personally, I can't see them ruling England, but I can definitely...
You worried as a Tottenham fan?
Yeah. Not right now. I think they've got a long way to go. But when I'm looking at our trajectory and I'm looking at their cash injection, if they get it right, then of course we'll have them looking. We'll be looking over our shoulder to them in a couple of years' time.
You worried as a Liverpool fan? I mean, let me give you a scenario. At the moment, Mo Salah hasn't signed a new deal. Right? What's he on per week at the moment?
200 at the moment.
200, I think.
We'll triple that.
That's exactly well. That's it. He's even said it before I said it. They could literally come in at the end of the season and say, Mo Salah, you're 29. we're going to give you the biggest pay pack of your life. And not only that, not only are we going to triple your money or double your money, right? But we're also going to build a team around you. We are bringing in superstars, and we got the money to do it. And you're going to spearhead that project.
It's a tough one, isn't it?
They could do that, couldn't
they? They could. Again, as you mentioned with the financial fair play, it's going to be very interesting what Newcastle do to get around it, because they're going to have to do like the sponsorships and all those other things. Because even though they've got...
Everybody gets around it.
No, but I think this is where we'll see how much it is a real thing as well. Because, you know, they tried to get City and then they didn't.
It is a real thing.
Will they get Newcastle if Well, anyway, so let's just say Newcastle can spend like 500 mil across the next, say, 2 seasons. Tobes makes a great point. It's got to be the right players. Maybe the manager might need to change, even though he's doing a good job now. And it will be about stages. So for me, I would aim to be West Ham first. I would aim to get to that level. Europa League, competing, overachieving, so to speak. Getting players like Bowen, who nobody really thought was that great, and then you realise he is. So you're not paying astronomical fees. Because Newcastle can't just get rinsed now as well. Because like Chelsea and Man City, they could spend money and they didn't have to worry about financial fair play. Newcastle do. So I don't think you'll rule. I think Tobes is right. I think you'll be in and around it though. I think it'll be another team. That means now it'll be the top 7.
You say financial fair play, but I remember Matty, you was making a point to me that because of the little amount of money that Mike Ashley spent over the years, you actually have to go away to even breaking financial fair play, even if they splashed out loads of money. You want to explain that to us?
Yeah. So because of how tight Mike Ashley's been over the years, he's actually left it in such a good state, such a clean state, such a profit that allows us to go and spend hundreds of millions straight away. So in the first couple of windows, we can spend up to like 300-400 million under financial fair play, without even bringing in the Saudi sponsorships where we might change the stadium name like Etihad and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So that's where we are. But good point though about look towards being maybe a West Ham. I would look towards maybe being a Leicester first. I mentioned Man City, do a Leicester, then do a Man City. Do you know what I mean? You've got to have building blocks. Because you look at where Leicester went under the right investment and stuff.
Yeah, I think the key is year-on-year improvement, like you said. So because you do have that window to spend this money, so I think you can spend. I think it was like 300 million you can spend over like the next 2 years. But what happens after a 2-year period? Financial fair play is judged. I think over like a 3-year period, you're not allowed to make a loss of no more than X, Y, and Z. So what is going to be key for you is in 3-4 years' time, after you spent all the money you have spent, it can't outweigh what's coming in. So for you,
you're hoping, isn't it?
No, I'm not even hoping. I'm saying
you're hoping because we've seen these teams before, right? I mean, PSG the other day when they went and got Messi, I'm like, how are they able to do that?
But PSG, but Robbie, PSG.
Even Barcelona said they're skint and that. They got Aubameyang, they got this, they got. But how did they get Ferran Torres and all that? This way you find ways round.
You do.
Money talks in this thing,
money talks, but Barcelona lost their best ever player because of their financial issues. Yeah, PSG were in the Champions League semi-finals last year and were in the Champions League the year before. That brings getting to the Champions League alone adds an extra 100-something million.
Yeah, but I'm saying you just heard what Matty said. They ain't even already spent
and
nothing
I agree.
Because of
I agree
how
with
Mike
that.
Ashley left it. And teams like Arsenal, teams like Liverpool, teams like Tottenham, who try to do it kind of in the right way, are vulnerable to teams like me. They could come to you at the end of the season, say to Harry Kane, Harry, forget City. We quadruple your wages.
Yeah, I'm not disputing that, but Harry will say no.
Son?
They'll say no.
How do you know they'll say no?
That's when it's down to character.
Because they
you don't want to Robinho.
You know what I always look at? I've said this many a times, right? When I look across European football, the teams that spend the most money normally win the league. France, PSG.
This day you can't.
Portugal is normally Benfica and Porto who spend the most. When you go to Spain, it's normally one of Barcelona, Real Madrid, sometimes Atletico might sneak in. In this country, Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool might sneak in, right? What other countries? In Scotland, Celtic and Rangers spend the most money. They win the league. Keep going throughout all the leagues in Europe. You know, Ajax spend the most money in, they win it.
Barcelona.
Bayern Munich spend the most in Germany, they win it.
This league is different though.
So Huh?
This
It's
league-
different because it's more. One of the reasons
league
why
is
it's more competitive is because there's so many teams that spend them loads of money.
Exactly, my
But
point.
it's still you say it's different. But over the last 10 years, who's won it?
Exactly,
It's been
it's
City
always-
and Chelsea.
No.
Liverpool got in there once.
Yeah.
The only team that kind of did it in the right way, you could say Liverpool.
they spent money as well?
Yeah, but they spent what they've kind of earned, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, we had to go back to go forward.
What the money does, it gives you the ability to. All right, the example of Kepa at Chelsea, where he's come in and he ain't done it. They can just discard Kepa.
Did it with
and go
Werner
and
and
get
then brought in
Mendy.
Lukaku? Did
We
it
could
with-
at Arsenal, we could never do that. We bought in Pepe, he hasn't done it. We got to try our best to try and make that work.
17
making
That
a good
has
point.
to
Backup
work.
goal.
You're
We've
making a
got
good
to-
point.
We got to squeeze that. We got to say, yo, listen, that has to work. It's a major investment. But when these clubs have got this big money now, they can just say, yeah.
But
10 times richer than Man City as well. Just pop.
But
it
it's
in there.
about convincing.
10 times richer than Man City.
It's about convincing the players that can make that significant difference to join.
Yeah, this is
to join
one
Liverpool.
easy way to convince
so-
a lot of players money.
It is money. will-
Haaland, they could get Haaland.
No, they can't.
They could go to Haaland. Listen,
They can't
probably,
get Haaland.
Listen, probably not. Probably won't get Haaland. Yeah.
We need
but
that
the
European
scenario
football
is
first,
that
and
they
then-
could go to Haaland, and the scenario I gave with Salah, where they say, first of all, we're going to make the money you're going to get is ridiculous. Plus, as well, it's not just that they can convince players with the project that they're putting forward.
I agree.
Remember when City started off with Robinho? He didn't even know who City was. He thought he was going Man United.
And City went and started plucking everyone else's players as well, didn't they? Like
They took
Adebayo and
off for
Tevez and
Arsenal.
that.
So
money.
the key thing right now is who's running the project. So if you got Zidane in the summer, straight away, players like Pogba is a possibility.
Zidane.
No, but this is
don't
what I'm
think
saying. No, but I'm not saying they
of
can get
course
him.
not.
But what I'm saying is that is why it's key. Who is going to be the guy leading the charge?
Maybe they get Conte.
Eddie Howe can't do that, attract those big boys, but someone like
But Eddie-
Zidane could.
But
Maybe
anyhow,
they get Conte.
They're not going to get Conte. That's one.
Maybe they get Conte. Yeah, Conte.
Even if he leaves.
You're unhappy. You're frustrated at Tottenham.
Conte's not.
Well,
going
they
to
come here. We'll give you what you want.
Got no
mate.
money there. You got all the money here.
Conte's not. the point I'm making is.
Why not? Why wouldn't Conte?
I think Conte would take that
I
project.
think he would.
Right
I
now,
think he
in
would.
the
Why
summer.
wouldn't he go?
Yeah, I think he would.
Alright,
No,
cool.
because if they sit
Forget it,
Unless someone comes in who's
Toes.
who's playing
If
Champions League
they
football.
sit him down and they're like, if you talk to this guy, do you think you can convince him to come to the club? Conte says, yeah, I believe in myself. All right, well, we'll give you the money to
Guys,
go and buy
it's not.
6 of the players you want added to what we already have, and that's just year one.
So by that logic,
Plus pay him whatever.
By that logic, you're
He went to
telling
you,
me-
didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Why wouldn't he go to them with the amount of money they got?
Because they're fighting relegation, bro.
No, we're talking about in the summer, bro, when they
we're
stay
talking
up.
about if they stay up.
They stay up,
We're talking about
reset
next
We're
year.
never fighting relegation
Yeah.
again now.
We're talking about next year.
Listen.
Right? Why wouldn't he came to you guys with Conference League football, bit of disarray? You're
I don't know why. I don't know why he came to us. I honestly don't.
So that's exactly. So why wouldn't he go to them? If
do
they
know
give him a blank
money,
check.
money and assurances. But what I'm saying to you is, I don't think just money is going to be just money alone can get the caliber of person that Conte is at this stage for Newcastle.
Why?
I don't think so because they're not at that stage.
Conte, come in, win us a league. That's all we want you to do right now. We don't
He's
even
not-
want you.
he's-
You know, you don't have to.
No
develop
matter how
no
much,
one,
no
you
matter
don't
how
think.
much,
3 years.
no matter how
3
much
years
money,
to win the league,
no matter how
Conte.
much money they spend next summer, they're not going to win the league next season. We know
We're
that.
not saying
Doesn't-
next season.
No, but he would know
But in
it's
the
a step
future,
by
in the
step.
near
In that
future.
3-4 year
say-
contract,
Yeah,
like
I get the. I honestly
In
get
the near future.
I get the point you're making, but what I'm saying is Newcastle need to walk before they run. I don't think these managers and players and profiles that we're mentioning, they're not going to join Newcastle right now. Man City before Robinho's came in, they had the Sinawatras who was owning the club. They had Ilanos. They had the season before Robinho came in. They had finished eighth. They had finished eighth in the league.
I hear that.
Then the
I
clubs
hear
came
that.
in. Newcastle just off this summer alone, they can't just go and get these big names. They can get the medium names, yeah.
Why?
Because they don't have the pool. They don't have the pool, bro.
Bruno
Guimaraes
was wanted by Arsenal.
Yeah,
he didn't have enough money.
He was, but that's
They just went and got him like that. They managed to look how
And
many
that's in the
clubs.
relegation battle in
Look how
January.
many clubs.
you don't.
That is an example.
But you're not
right? As
listening.
Matty just said.
But you're not listening to what
Matty
I'm saying.
explained to him, right? As you just said.
You're not listening to what I'm
You're
saying.
fighting a relegation battle, and they've been able to attract a player like him, right? Who could have remember he could have waited till the summer and have the pick of 5-6 top clubs around Europe, and he's gone to Newcastle.
Go on,
Matty?
Matt. Go on.
because he's been given the project. Bruno and Trippier has already said this as well. Trippier was told the players that are on the list, look at who we're looking to sign. And this is the thing, and it's all, again, everyone seems to forget that it comes down to money. Footballers, it's the job. Do you know what I mean? Yes, they want to be competing for trophies, they want to be in Europe, but you can get them there. If you say to Conte, you say to X, Y, and Z players, have the patience, 2 years' time, look at where we could be. Because everyone was saying this when Man City got taken over. Everyone was saying the same thing, innit?
I don't think they were.
The way they were saying
Mancini came in, boom.
I don't think the reason why I don't think they were is
Chelsea,
because Man City had already established a decent base before those other players came in. The point I'm making with you is Bruno Guimaraes, as an example, he plays for Lyon. The French league is crippled with debt. Like they've been.
No, but he could have stayed.
Do you know the last game that
didn't
Man
need
City
to
played
leave.
before they got taken over, what the score was?
What?
You know what the last game Man City played before they got taken over, what the score was?
The battering, the 9-1 battering or 8-1 battering.
8-0 off Middlesbrough.
Yeah. But where did they finish that season?
Just top 10. Didn't get Europe. Didn't get anything.
They did get Europe. They got Europa League.
I hear where you're coming from in terms of the sensibleness, I do. But I'm telling you now, if they go and get players like Rafinha, show him the project, that money they're going to
get a player like
easily
Rafinha.
get a player like Rafinha. And if they slowly build that project, I'm telling you, Newcastle can do it sensibly if they make sure that they get the right target.
My point isn't that Newcastle can't do it in the years to come. My point is some of these names that we're mentioning, Newcastle literally cannot get them this summer. We're talking about if Newcastle stave off relegation and go and offer their project to these managers.
could get Harry Kane.
It's a reset, remember? It is a reset in the summer if they stay up. It's literally project reset. As soon as they know they've stayed in the league, bang, who are we going to get now? We can go and get a Ten Hag, someone who likes to build. And
Ten Hag is not going to Newcastle.
Bro, these are the type of managers that they make. You don't know
Conte
this.
went to Tottenham. Conte went to Tottenham Conference League and the team in a bit of...
Look at what you're saying. Look at Ten Hag. Ten Hag is being caught. Ten Hag has been courted by Barcelona. He's been courted by Man. Ten Hag
Teams in the mud, bro.
Yeah. Ten Hag is in pole position for the Man City job. Yeah, Pep Guardiola.
That's the only job. That's the only job that I would say.
Forgetting that Newcastle United is the most
exciting
exciting project in world football right now.
This is what I'm saying.
Man United are in the mud, like you're saying. Man United.
Barcelona's in the mud. Man United's in the mud.
Yeah, that is, like you said, it's an exciting project for anybody.
So Matty, there are so many there are so many top players and top managers that Newcastle can get, but we're talking about literally the guys that we're talking about at playing level, at manager level, are literally the creme de la creme. They're not going to come to Newcastle this summer.
What's the difference between Ten Hag now and Mancini when he went to City? Mancini was better than Ten Hag in my opinion.
Mancini.
And he went to Man City when they hadn't done nothing yet, bro. Do you get what I'm saying?
True.
Like, it's possible, bro. I'm telling
even
you.
Mourinho, when Mourinho went to
Chelsea.
to
Yeah, Chelsea hadn't
yeah.
really done anything at that
really
point.
done
Wait. Sorry, what?
Chelsea,
they're in the Champions League.
Chelsea had just come off
qualified.
being Champions League semi-finalists and finished in the top 3 that season.
Yeah, but they didn't win the league or nothing like that.
But they didn't need to.
He was the manager at the time.
They are of a much higher level than City,
but that's aided my point, and that was off the back of Chelsea consistently finishing in and around the
Chelsea
top
ones.
5,
Chelsea
top
ones
6.
before
was
even
nothing,
won
but
the
Mancini.
Champions League final.
Plus, the other thing as well, bro, yeah, sorry to cut you, atmosphere and fan base. I'm not being disrespectful to Chelsea and City, but their fan base now might be bigger, but it could not touch Newcastle's. That when you see St James's Park rocking, if you know you're the manager that brings that club back to the glory days, and you go and you see the Bobby Robsons and all of that stuff, and you realise the heritage of the club on top, bro. If you see the project in front of you now, I'm telling you, if they make the right decisions,
you ain't gonna see no empty seats on the
if they
Champions
make,
League
yeah,
night.
do you know what I mean?
Their fan base is low. They're a one club city. They were filling up even when they were battling for relegation.
Look at their away support.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm literally talking about targeting the A grade players and managers. I don't think that's within Newcastle's reach.
Matty, what sort of players have you heard that possibly they're looking at in the summer if they stay up?
I mean, we've been linked with absolutely everybody, haven't we? Absolutely everybody under the sun. But just in this window, though, to bring in Trippier and Bruno for where we are is unbelievable. So if you can bring in that calibre of players and then look around the Premier League. The Premier League, I'd pick names off that list. I'd pick Bowen's probably going to get European football, but you know, the likes of Connor Cody, things like that, Premier League ready players that can step in. Obviously depends on where Wolves finished, but we had Lingard on deadline day, but Man United pulled out because of the Greenwood.
He's free in the summer.
Yeah,
doesn't even hit the money from.
But these type of signings, they're well within Newcastle's reach. It's signings like Haaland, even Rafinha.
We're not going to get Haaland.
Not Haaland.
But
Not Haaland, but Rafinha.
They could get
Rafinha,
Rafinha.
why not?
They could get Rafinha.
Rafinha may get relegated.
Listen,
Could get Rafinha.
Yeah.
You could get Rafinha, but Rafinha's already being courted by elite European clubs.
Yeah.
So the point I'm making is if these clubs come in and Newcastle offer more, Rafinha is not going to go to
You
Newcastle.
can't say that though,
Of
because
course I can say that.
sometimes
I do get where
it's
you're
the
coming
Of course I
project.
can say that.
It's the
do get where you're
project
coming
sometimes,
from.
because
Of course I can say
as I'm saying,
that. But you're-
Bruno Guimaraes is an example.
Bruno
because to me-
Guimaraes, Arsenal did
Hold
not
on.
make a bit.
Hold on, if he wait a minute, if he waited till the summer.
No, bro, Robbie, it's my turn. Like you said, because you like overruling me, so I'm gonna overrule you. I'm telling you this, and you know how much I hate Arsenal. If Arsenal had made a move for Bruno Guimaraes and offered the same amount of cash to
That's the
Leon,
problem. Loads of other clubs can't.
but I'm talking about the clubs that are going to make offers for Rafinha. So that's why I'm saying Newcastle.
Right, so if they offer the same amount of
If
cash
Arsenal,
for Rafinha,
if Arsenal offered the same amount of money for Bruno Guimaraes that Newcastle did, Bruno Guimaraes would not be at Newcastle.
no, but hold on, but then Newcastle might offer more.
It doesn't
And
matter.
this is the point.
That's the thing.
Nobody can offer more.
They can offer more.
But
more.
what I'm saying is, once Leon have a certain asking price, if teams have met that asking price, it's down to the player, and the player
All
is
right,
not
bro,
going
let
to
me tell you
choose.
about-
They could go and they could meet any release clause of any player.
Let me tell you a little story about
And then
Rafinha.
it's down to the player to say yes or no.
Rafinha has been quoted as saying, "I was disrespected by the amount I cost when I came to Leeds. I'm way better than what my price tag was." That means he's got an inflated ego. All Newcastle have to do is put in a bid that shows him, "Oh my God, look how much this team want me.
And
they're willing to spend this much money on me."
This is a guy that's being courted by Bayern Munich.
No, but
guys.
here's
Let's
the
just
thing.
get
Bayern
real,
Munich,
please.
Liverpool,
Bayern Munich
these
won't be
kind
able
of
to pay the
clubs.
wages with Newcastle.
Will he start every week as well, bro? Say for we want him. He's not going to start every week at Liverpool, though.
it is Bayern
Newcastle, he
Munich
knows
versus-
he'll play every
What
week.
you can do as well, what you can
versus
do with these players is you
Why
can
are we
push
doing
to
this,
be,
guys?
you can push and say, look here,
Why are we doing
you're
this?
going to be one of the
It's
main
not
guys.
Bayern Munich.
You're right, but we're saying it's possible,
okay, so
bro.
Drifty, let me ask you this. It's like saying it's like saying Luis Diaz, for instance. Let's forget that you lot had signed him in January. It's like saying Luis Diaz in the summer. Newcastle have got all this money. They can go out and sign Luis Diaz. But we all know that there was a specific asking price from Porto. Spurs went in for Luis Diaz. Spurs apparently offered more for Luis Diaz. Where did he end up going? He ended up at Liverpool because Liverpool, the bigger name, offering him Champions League football and offering him a pathway into the team in years to come. I'm sorry, Rafinha is not going to Newcastle this summer. And if Newcastle made a bid for Rafinha, it would, I'm saying this on record now, what's the word I'm giving it? I would give it a 5% likelihood that Rafinha would be at Newcastle this
We're talking variables here as well, remember? So I've said they get in a Ten Hag or a Zidane or a Conte, so the manager's there.
They're not going to get that.
But we just established Mancini went City. It's possible, bro. It could happen.
The reason why they're not going to get that is
Everything's
because
possible with that
it's possible,
money.
bro.
But
Everything's possible with that money.
But they've chosen Eddie Howe. You're saying we're saying they've chosen Eddie Howe.
For now.
Because that's step one,
but
bro.
we're talking about this summer.
Step one, get us out of
We're not
relegation.
talking about this summer.
Eddie Howe's like what you were
Eddie
saying,
Howe-
what we're saying about Chris Wood, it's a stopgap, man. But
Yeah.
let's not say that Eddie Howe's doing a brilliant job. Let's hope he
Exactly.
continues
Eddie-
to
so
do a
you-
brilliant job. But
Eddie
if
Howe-
not,
Eddie Howe, if
straight
he-
away, boom, see you later.
Exactly. Of course, the stakes are high. But what I'm saying is, if he keeps them up this summer, they're not just going to sack Eddie Howe.
No, I get that.
But
I get that.
So,
I
then-
get
so then
that.
when I'm hearing, when I'm hearing
The
Zidane
assistant
this
to
summer,
Conte.
Conte, this, that, it's not going to happen.
All right, and here's the other thing that I'll say as
You
well.
hope it don't happen.
You see, you've got your Bayern
I don't
Munich,
hope
you've got
anything.
your Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, you've got your Liverpool's, Man City's, Man United's. You've got these teams who like to spend money or can spend money, but there's still only a certain amount of them. There's hundreds of players. So eventually, there'll be a player
That's
a club
what I mean,
don't need, can't afford, don't want, and Newcastle can go and get
I'm
that
not
player.
disputing, but that's not
And
the
as
point
I
I'm
said- as I
disputing.
said,
That would be the Rafinha
But
type
that's
of
not the point I'm
players, though,
disputing.
bro.
And as I said,
That's not the
Drifty,
point I'm disputing.
what they have the ability to do is to ask a question. They've
course.
got the money to ask the question to every single player. Do you fancy it? They can meet any release clause.
They can buy a table in any nightclub in the world.
course.
Yeah, they can meet. They can
So
meet,
which one they gonna go
of
and
course,
sit at?
exactly.
You
They
know
can
what I
meet the
mean?
release clause of any player.
Any player.
And then once they've met that release clause, the question then is, do you fancy it?
Well, we were doing that all January. Look at Sven Botman, played for
Yeah.
Lille the other night against Chelsea, one of the highly
I think you'll get
anticipated
him.
centre-backs in Europe.
I do.
And he wanted to come, and Lille just didn't want to let him go because they're still pushing in Liga and they're still pushing the Champions League. So Botman is an example of getting one of the best young talents in Europe, just like Bruno.
There you go.
Because
And
we were more than doubling his salary.
There you go, and that's a sign. That's actually a sign that you lot should be going healthy level forward.
He is
I don't
number
know.
one.
I don't know much about him, but I've heard that he's meant to be
He
good.
is.
So
He's
those are the
class, man.
signings I'm talking about. Even if you wanted to raid Leon again, Kakare for Leon, talented
Yeah,
players,
yeah, yeah.
players that.
What about Son?
Stop it, man. please stop this, man. Okay, you know what? Forget it. What about you know what?
Son's going to probably...
You know what? You used to go for ES. Go for
These
this
are all
summer,
possibilities.
Go for ESR. Go for
They
ESR.
can do. They can.
Aston Villa tried to go for ESR last
No,
summer.
no,
They didn't get him.
hold on. They can ask the thing. What I'm trying to
Go
say.
for Saka. He's
Well,
got.
I was going to say,
listen,
we'll go Saka.
Go for Saka. He's
This
got
is
two
what Man
years
City
left
will
in his
take
deal.
all the players, man.
I'm gonna round it up because it will go
Ridiculous.
forever. But they can come to Saka.
They can.
I'm not
And
saying-
ask the question.
but I'm not saying they can't come to
Smith
these
Rowe.
players.
They
They've
can
got
meet
money.
anything, money-wise, financial-wise. They can meet anything they want.
They can.
And like Drifty says, moving ahead in the future, they'll probably have that manager that'll be able to talk, like how you guys got a Conte, right? Now, no one thought Conte was going to Tottenham, right? So they might be able to have the manager that can speak on their behalf. They might, and they're certainly going to have an exciting project.
That's in years to come. That's
And they're
not
going to
right
say,
now.
yo, come here and be a hero to these
That's
fans.
in years to come, and that's.
And we're building this brand. We're building this big worldwide. They're going to copy what Man City done, haven't they? They're going to copy what PSG.
We've already been to
If
Saudi Arabia.
they get it right.
We went in the
If
break.
it starts going wrong with Eddie Howe, I wouldn't be surprised if they go, oh, just because of his name, let's just do it. Someone like Mourinho, who can still attract players. Maybe not the best of the best anymore, but you know what I mean?
Would you be happy with Mourinho?
Oh, I'll take Mourinho. It does work. The whole thing is he passed it and stuff like that. But for Newcastle to get Mourinho would be
But
brilliant.
certain players will still go.
He's
knowing
always
he's
had
gonna
that
be
ability.
there.
There's going to be
got
a definite evolution at Newcastle. But I want to ask you guys out there, what do you think? Do you think that Newcastle United, in the next, obviously not immediately, but in the not too distant future, could be the team running English football? We'll be right up there, competing for the title with City, with Liverpool, right? Newcastle United, right? I do think that's the case. You can see Tobi's a little indifferent on it. Drifty seems, I think you think as well that they can do.
They can.
Matty
Make the right decision,
definitely thinks they can. But I'd love to hear from you guys, right? Leave it in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Listen, thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out these guys' channels. We're going to put it in the description as well. And we'll see you on the next video. Great debate.